Bihari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Gopijana Vallabha Girivaradari. Jaya Gopijana Vallabha Girivaradari. Yashodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana. Yashodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana. Yamuna Tira Vanachari. Yamuna Tira Vanachari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Gopijana Vallabha Girivaradari. Yashodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana. Yashodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana. Yamuna Tira Vanachari. Yamuna Tira Vanachari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. 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 Harinam Sankirtan ki. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 6, Chapter 18. We will read text 47, 48 and 49. Text number 47. Sri Kashyapa Uvacha Na himsayad bhuta jatani न सपेन्नानृतं वदेत् न चिन्त्यान्न करोमानि न स्पृशेद्यद् अमङ्गलम्। श्रीकश्यप उवाच न हिंसयाद्भूतजातानि न सपेन्नानृतं वदेत् न चिन्त्यान्न करोमानि न स्पृशेद्यदमङ्गलम्। श्रीकश्यप उवाच न हिंसयाद्भूतजातानि न सपेन्नानृतं वदेत् न चिन्त्यान्न करोमानि न स्पृशेद्यदमङ्गलम्। न स्पृशेद्यदमङ्गलम्। श्रीकश्यप उवाच Mataji's word to word meaning. Sri Kashyapa Uvacha. Kashyapa Muni said, Na himsayat, must not harm, bhutajatani, the living entities, na shapet, must not curse, na, not, anritam, a lie, vadet, must speak, na chindayat, must not cut, nakaromani, the nails and hair, na sprishet, must not touch, yat, that which, amangalam, impure. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki translation. Kashyapa Muni said, My dear wife, to follow this vow, do not be violent or cause harm to anyone. Do not curse anyone and do not speak lies. Do not cut your nails and hair and do not touch impure things like skull and bones. Purport. Kashyapa Muni's first instruction to his wife was not to be envious. The general tendency of anyone within this material world is to be envious. And therefore, to become Krishna conscious person, one must curb this tendency as stated in Srimad Bhagavatam. Paramo nirmatsaranam. A Krishna conscious person is always non-envious, whereas others are always envious. Thus, Kashyapa Muni's instruction that his wife not to be envious indicates that this is the first stage of advancement in Krishna consciousness. Kashyapa Muni desired to train his wife to be Krishna conscious person, for this would suffice to protect both her and Indra. So I would always also like to read text 48 and 49. I was asked to cover the 3 shlokas. So I will just read, no need of repeating after me. Text 48. Napsu snaya na kupyeta, na sambhasheta durjanai, na vasita dauta vashaha, srajam cha vidritam kvachit. Translation. Kashyapa Muni continued, "My dear gentle wife, never enter the water while bathing. Never be angry, and do not even speak or associate with wicked people. Never wear clothes that have not been properly washed, and do not put on garland that has already been worn." Text 49. No chishtam chandikanam cha. No, I'll read that. Samisham vrshalahritam bunjito dakyaya drishtam piben nanjali paha. Translation purport by His Divine Grace Sri Bhaktivinoda Srila Prabhupada. Translation. Never eat leftover food. Never eat prasad offered to the goddess Kali. And do not eat anything contaminated by flesh or fish. Do not eat anything brought or touched by a Sudra, nor anything seen by a woman in her menstrual period. Do not drink water by joining your palms. Purport. Generally, the goddess Kali is offered food containing meat and fish, and therefore Kashyapa Muni strictly forbade his wife to take the remnants of such food. Actually, a Vaishnava is not allowed to take any food offered to the demigods. A Vaishnava is always fixed in accepting prasad offered to Lord Vishnu. Through all these instructions, Kashyapa Muni, in a negative way, instructed his wife Diti how to become a Vaishnavi. Srila Prabhupada. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahiyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swamin Iti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namine Gauratvishe Namaha. He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Shirade Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhani Usute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare.
हरे कृष्ण। तो आज हमारे बीच में है हिज ग्रेस चक्रधारी प्रभु। चक्रधारी प्रभु आईआईटी खड़गपुर से पास आउट है इलेक्ट्रिकल इंजीनियर में। और प्रभु जी का हमारे साथ मुलाकात हुआ जब हम एनआईटी राउरकेला से खड़गपुर आते थे, तो प्रभु जी बहुत ही एक्टिवली इन्वॉल्व थे। और हम देख रहे थे कोलकाता में प्रभु जी ने बहुत साल सेवा किए हैं, और अभी करेंटली इस्कॉन विजयवाड़ा में टेंपल प्रेसिडेंट के रूप में सेवा करते हैं। और उनका एक स्पेशल ग्रुप है गीता फॉर यू, राइट। तो उसमें से कई सारे लोगों को वो प्रचार भी करते हैं, और एनआईटी आईआईटी कई सारे कॉलेजेस में भी प्रचार करते हैं। और उनके अलावा और एक जगन्नाथ टेम्पल में भी बहुत अच्छे से सेवा करते हैं। तो आइए हम उनको आज का श्रीमद् भागवतम क्लास में स्वागत करते हैं। एक बार हरे कृष्ण महामंत्र बोल के हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण।
हरे कृष्णा. सो आई स्पीक इंग्लिश में चलते हैं ना प्रभु जी, ठीक है. मैं हिंदी में भी बोल सकता हूँ प्रभु जी, पहली बार बोल रहा हूँ थोड़ा एंग्जाइटी रहेगा, इंग्लिश में तो आराम से बोल सकता है ना. हरे कृष्णा. So I have given Bhagavatam class many times, but never with such a huge saffron crowd. So the first time. So I'm very grateful to the devotees for giving me this an opportunity to serve all the Vaishnavas by glorifying Bhagavatam. I am not at all qualified to do this service, but doing it for my own purification. So today we are discussing this chapter, Diti vows to kill King Indra. It's a beautiful chapter. So, in conditioned stage, in conditioned living entity, for whatever problems they face, they try all sorts of solutions other than surrendering to Krishna. And pure devotees, great souls, so whatever problem they come across, they try to connect it to Krishna, and they try to like bring us a conditioned soul closer to Krishna. So here we see Diti, she felt that Indra is the cause of the murder of both her sons. So she wants to somehow or other take revenge on Indra, and she wants to produce a child, get a child who could kill Indra. So there is a problem, but best would have been just surrender to Krishna and ask for protecting her children. That would have sufficed actually. So no need of going with so much of, okay, if not Indra, somebody else would kill their children actually. So simple thing would be just depend on Krishna and things would be solved, right? Because actually in this world there is no problem, there is only one problem in this world, that is forgetfulness of Krishna. And whatever problems that we are facing in our lives is nothing but manifestation of this root problem, which is forgetfulness of Krishna. And Kashyapa Muni, being a expert, he somehow he smartly routed this desire of Diti into performing devotional service. That is Dakshata actually. That is his expertise. That he could engage Diti into performing devotional service. Her desire is not just to please Krishna, but to fulfill her desire. But then Kashyapa Muni smartly engaged her in that service actually. Certainly, not everyone can do that. That requires expertise. We see Srila Prabhupada is very, very expert in this thing. The hippies of that time, they were looking for something higher, and they were resorting to all sorts of stupid practices, like this drugs and all this LSD and other things. And they thought that by doing that, by taking that, you can go higher. So if you tell them don't do that, they wouldn't hear because everyone around is saying the same thing. But Prabhupada, Prabhupada is Prabhupada. Prabhupada said, why do you want to just go high and again come down? Why don't you stay high forever? So, kaise? Chant holy names. Not only that, we hear this example that how one person in the class he mentioned that he says that Swamiji, I can do anything, but I can't give up liquor. I can't stop drinking. For me, it is just impossible. Prabhupada says, all right, but when you drink, then you understand the taste of that liquor is coming from Krishna. That means, okay, he is drinking alcohol, which is actually a gross sinful activity. But even that, within that activity, Prabhupada is somehow or other engaging him to remember Krishna and to be grateful to Krishna for giving that taste in that liquor. Probably in the history of mankind, no Acharya has ever connected this. Shri Radha Vrindavan Chandra Bhagavan ki, Shri Gaur Nitai ki, Jagannath Baladev Subhadra Maharani ki. Probably no Acharya in the history has ever could connect drinking alcohol into devotional service. Only Prabhupada could do that. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So I was really amazed actually. I really like sharing this particular pastime. Really, that is the smartness of Prabhupada. And it is truth actually. Prabhupada is not just mincing words, playing around. So it is truth. The taste of that liquor is actually coming from Krishna. But to connect it and then inspire that person to think about Krishna that way, somehow or other, so that requires it's a great expertise. And we see actually that the acharyas, there are people who different ways, somehow or other, to bring common masses to come closer to Krishna, to surrender unto God. Because not everyone accepts devotional service directly. Even here, Kashyapa Muni is bringing her to devotional service platform. However, he is not direct telling them just chant Hare Krishna. He is telling do so many vidhi vidhan. Because sometimes people don't accept anything. If directed at the essence, they don't accept. You have to something speak here and there. Like yesterday we were having meeting with the devotees, because we are doing Sri Ram Navami very grandly this year at Vijayawada. So we were thinking how we could engage the masses. So okay, otherwise people will come for kirtan. How many will come? Maybe 500,000, not more. So, but is there any way where we could inspire common masses to do direct service to Sri Ram? Then we thought, because in Andhra Pradesh, those who are from Andhra, they know this well, Andhra, Telangana. So we have something called Bhadrachalam. Bhadrachalam is they call, it is South Ayodhya. So in Bhadrachalam, they do Sri Ramanavami very, very grand way. And how do they do that? The uniqueness about that particular festival is that they inspire every person to participate in that festival. There is something called Mutyala Talambralu. They can marry, see in South, they do Sri Ramanavami by doing Kalyanam of Sita and Ram. So the Kalyanam, they do same regular Kalyanam, we do 3-4 hours, they do 3-4 hours Kalyanam for Sri Ram, Sita and Ram. And Kalyanam, we put this Talambralu, what do you call it in Hindi, Prabhuji? Like this Akshatalu, that rice, yellow rice, Akshatas we call, the bride will put on the bridegroom's head, bridegroom will put on the bride's head. So like that, so the pujaris, someone from Mother Sita, they put on Ram's head. On behalf of Ram, they put on Mother Sita's head. So they do so much that Akshatas, So that happens for more than an hour, that whole process. They call it as, actually, that when we do it on marriage time, that Akshatas are called Talambralu. So and there, that particular event, they call it Mutyala Talambralu. Mutyala means actually Moti. So I used to wonder, what is this? From childhood, I always think about Mutyala Talambralu. But only when I attended this once, this Sri Ram Navami, I watched online. I said, where are the motis? I was expecting that they will put 4 motis on each other's head. So that is this regular Talambralu only. They call Mutyala Talambralu because the how they do that is that they inspire everyone to personally prepare this Mutyala Talambralu. You take paddy, with your own fingers, you kind of remove the husk. I mean, if you want to remove one grain, it takes a good amount of time actually, not through machine, So you have to personally remove the husk, grain after grain, and while doing that, you have to chant. Some people chant Shri Rama, Shri Rama, Shri Rama. Some says Shri Rama, Jai Jai Rama. So it compulsory you have to chant. And before that, you have to take proper bath, you have to wear fresh clothes. When I was reading this, I was remembering all that. It's all explicitly, you have to have a clean hair, you have to wash, and then, so all things are mentioned, Yeah. So then you have to keep doing that. And it takes so much time, They start that event on the day of Holi, Gaur Purnima time, and it is Sri Ramanavami for almost a month. All over the state, people do it. And many people, they go to Bhadrachalam, they stay for 1 full month as volunteers. And morning till evening, they keep removing the husk from the grain, and then they make one grain like that, and they keep chanting. Now, they must be chanting 64 rounds, because at least 8 hours if they do it. So, not necessarily Hare Krishna mantra, but yes, Lord Ram's holy names. So, normal time, if you ask them to do that, they will not do that. But I wonder, because before coming to ISKCON, I would not understand its significance. But now if I think about it, so somehow or other culturally, the way it is designed, you could just do regularly, because Sri Ramanavami is there. If you ask people to just serve, how many will serve? How many will take part? But by doing this, then people are inspired, they will be inspired. And those who can't go to that place, holy place, Bhadrachalam, from their own homes also, they can do that. And whole day if you do it, you can at max you can make only one mutti of talambralu, And then you do for days together, you make some half kilo, 1 kilo, and they can parcel it, and they'll go to Bhadrachalam, and then on the day before they'll mix everything, and they put haldi, kushagras, everything, and then they do talambralu. And after that, those who want to purchase, they will sell it also. I mean, they will do postal. So the very nominal charge. So that way people will be most grateful to accept those mutyala talambralu to their homes. So I thought like maybe this is one way, because you tell people directly to chant, they won't. I have a very graphical example. Once, during Rath Yatra time, I was engaging some event management company person to help me in Rath Yatra. So that person, he was doing that. Then after the event, he asked me, Prabhuji, I'm in a deep mess, I'm in a problem. So, okay, what is the problem? Okay, my partner cheated this, that, where I'm putting my hand, I'm getting losses, So, kindly help me to come out of this problem. Give me some solution. So I said, no problem, come sit with me. We will chant. We will chant, because chanting the holy names of the Lord is essence. And Lord, by chanting we are surrendering to Krishna. Then Krishna will take care, I said, take this beads. He says, nahi Prabhuji, aur kuch batao, Tell me something more powerful. I said, this is most powerful, Kali Yuga Yuga Dharma. Nothing more powerful than that, So just chant, you will understand, Sir, Prabhuji, aapko free mein karne ki zarurat nahi hai. I will give money if required, But give me something higher, So I understood, because we give holy name for free, People think that this is something substandard. He is telling, Prabhuji, chinta mat karo, main payment karunga, But give me something higher, I said, no matter you give your entire property, there is nothing more higher than the holy name. Give me some yantra, something, so that I can, all this arishta will go away, and all this shani will go away. So that time I was a neophyte, so I didn't understand, So I said, Hare, trying to speak something, but later I felt maybe I could have told him, okay, for 1 month you get about 4 o'clock for 1 month, you do pradakshinas. Because then people like this only, in the south. I remember before coming to Krishna consciousness, I used to do the same thing, I was always getting second, third ranks. I want first ranker, So somebody told me, you have to do 108 pradakshinas. So every Thursday I used to go and do pradakshinas, Sai Ram. They will give paper, taka, and you make holes. 108 numbers will be there, you have to make 108 holes, So maybe I was chanting that some Sai Ram also there's Ram. Maybe I got sufficient sukruti. Maybe by that sukruti, when I went to, so I was wanting first rank. But Lord Ram told me, you don't have to be happy. You don't have to get first rank to be happy in life, So anyhow, so maybe, now I would do the same thing. So people don't just accept directly if you give it. So the expert preacher is one who somehow or other, who connects their problem and brings them to the platform devotional service. And the way here Kashyapa Muni did for Diti. And the beauty of this episode is that although Diti is envious of Indra, she wants to harm Indra. However, one good aspect is that she is ready to follow an authority. So her heart is filled with envy. So it's unfortunate. 6 anarthas. But because the beauty is that she is ready to surrender. Because previous shloka we see that that Prabhupada is writing in the Purport also. That women, one good aspect is that they like to follow. That is the saving grace. Because otherwise they have their, in one way, not such a smart, but then the beauty is that they are ready to follow, because of which they are protected. So this is very important principle. I remember Ashram Prabhu speaking in very early years. He would say this, that all of you may have so many anarthas, so many conditionings, right? So certainly they are detrimental to your spiritual life. But however, one thing, if you are ready to obey to your superior, if you are ready to follow them properly, then that is your saving grace actually. And that one aspect of surrendering to your superior actually is outweighs all your anarthas, because no matter how much conditionings you have, but as long as you are ready to follow, then you will be saved. On the other hand, apparently you may be, not so much troubled by that, but if you are not ready to follow anyone, if you are thinking, chalo sab theek hai mera saath, then actually you are more precarious situation actually. So Diti, if you see, she is, instead of understanding the problem, In what way she is different from Hiranyakashipu? I mean, I've not heard, but just my thought, Hiranyakashipu also was thinking that the Supreme Lord is the cause of her brother's death, murder, He is not able to think what all atrocities Hiranyaksha has done. He is only able to see that, no, my brother was killed by Supreme Lord, so and he became envious of the Lord. So Diti also, she is not able to see the whole picture, So she is just thinking that Indra is the cause, that's it, the immediate cause. She is not able to see the mistakes from her own children's side. So, but then, as I said, the beauty is that she is ready to follow Kashyapa, because of which she got guided properly. And then we see towards the end of this chapter that it was all auspicious. This heart became clean, and whatever animosity between her and Indra, it got waved off, and her children became friends with Indra. So everything became auspicious because it's connected to Krishna. So, and how that happened? Because Diti was ready to follow Kashyapa. Srila Prabhupada's time also, we read in Leelamrita how one disciple of Prabhupada, his name is Upendra. So, he was having a girlfriend and he used to stay with her. And later on, when he got connected to devotees, he gave up his girlfriend. And he started following four regulative principles and became close to devotees. And Prabhupada eventually initiated him. But after getting initiation, it so happens that somehow again the old conditionings, they resurface. And because his girlfriend started pulling him. And he happened again, go to her and all. So, which is unexpected after initiation and all. However, because he's sincere, so he realized that there is a problem, and his own strength is not sufficient to face off that conditionings and all. So he goes to Prabhupada and he requests Prabhupada, is it possible that I just stay with you? I don't want to go back to my home, because if I go home, I may do something nonsense, So if you allow me, I would like to stay with you. Prabhupada said, most welcome. And then Vaishnavas are even more merciful. So the servants of Prabhupada, they make him as a personal servant of Prabhupada actually. So that way he stayed with Prabhupada and eventually could easily give up his attachment to his girlfriend. So for somebody it may be girlfriend, for somebody it may be something else. So each one of us will have something or other where we are struggling with. But if we are have at least someone in our life whom we are ready to follow and just submit, we can easily face it actually. So here, because Diti agreed to follow Kashyapa Muni gives couple of instructions. The series of verses are there. In the first verse he speaks about don't be envious, he says. And Prabhupada writes about that how for someone to advance, they should give up the envy. And next slokas which I wanted to speak today is that there are many things. In each sloka there are multiple instructions are given. But some things are like the rules and regulations, but some things are, more relevant for us. One thing is that in the sloka number 48, Kashyapa Muni says, do not even speak or associate with wicked people, there it speaks. And text number 49, Kashyapa Muni speaks that never eat prasad offered to goddess Kali, and do not eat anything contaminated by flesh or fish. Do not eat anything brought or touched by a Sudra. Yeah. So essentially, text number 48, what is spoken is about Vachovegam. Text number 49, Vachovegam Prajalba. Text number 49, Jihva Vegam. So Vachovegam and Jihva Vegam, these two things are highlighted here. Other things are about like fresh clothes and other things, I'm not talking about them. So these two things I wanted to speak. So, do not even speak or associate with wicked people. This is very, very important for all of us. Other day I was speaking about the chapter, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu refusing to meet Prataprudra Maharaj. विरक्त संन्यास्यामि राजेर दर्शेन स्त्री दर्शेन विषेरा भक्षण. That shloka comes. Next shloka comes. What is the shloka? Nishkinchanasya bhagavat bhajanonmukasya paramparam jigamesor bhavasagarasya sandarshanat vishayanam atayoshinam cha ahanta hanta vishabhakshanadhyapya sadho. So, yeah, for one who wants to transcend this material world, and who is in the path of renunciation, paramparam jigamisor, desiring for to do that, bhavasagarasya, for such kind of people, sandarshanat, that is associating with vishayanam atayoshinam cha, for the materialistic people or with women. So, interestingly, here it is mentioned, it is not there. Mahaprabhu is not speaking about the material objects, sense objects. They are not speaking of sense objects, but they are speaking about sense gratifiers. So, see, whom are we attracted to? We are attracted to sense objects. Our senses, they crave for sense objects. But Mahaprabhu here is mentioning that be careful with the, not with sense, he is not talking about sense objects. Of course, Yoshita, Yoshita means women. Women is a, maybe you can say sense object, but more than that is Vishayinam, sense gratifiers. Because associating with sense gratifiers is even worse than associating with sense objects. Some words come, Yoshita Sangha is more dangerous than Yoshita Sangha also. Because with Yoshita Sangha, we understand that we have to be careful. We understand this is not good for my spiritual life. We understand this will pull me down. Associating with sense objects. But associating with sense gratifiers is far more dangerous and far more horrible because our software, our mindset, our software could be damaged actually. I mean, it can be contaminated. Because materialistic person means, they have too much faith on sense gratification, they have too much faith on sense enjoyment, and they have too little faith on spiritual happiness. They have too much faith on material happiness. And they have too much hope on material things and too little hope or faith on spiritual things. So externally, a devotee, non-devotee may be look the same. But what is their faith system, what is their belief system is completely different. For them, their bank balance can save them. Okay, they may come, they may worship God, they may offer obeisances, they may fold their hands. So God is there, that's there. But then for them, their security or their security, their shelter comes more from their, material assets than Krishna. I'm not talking of gross materialists. I'm talking of even, something so-called even pious people also. Sometimes we think nothing wrong. After all, he's not a womanizer. After all, he's not a drug addict, something like this. We are not talking about even them. We are talking about even so-called pious people. Because where is their shelter rooted in? Even so-called devotees also, they're untrained, they may be devotees, but what is their shelter coming from? Where is their shelter, They may be, so Krishna is there, but still their hope, their shelter, their faith, their conviction, their security, their this thing, if it is coming from material things and all, naturally their priorities, what they talk and everything will be in those directions. And that easily affects us actually. I remember in my final year, in campus placement time, naturally in IITs we got so much of lucrative job offers. And we are very clear, we want to go to Pune. That was very clear from second, third year itself, No second option actually. Summer and foreign marathon, nothing doing, we have not considered also. The thought didn't come in our minds, In final year, also we are very clear, okay, so all these companies are coming these dates, which all our companies are in Pune, only those companies will apply for it. Other companies, we don't even want to consider that, So that is what we were all thinking and planning like. However, for preparing for jobs, so we thought I thought, that naturally I need to prepare, and for 4 years, 4 साल हम हरिबोल प्रचार में था ना, ज़्यादा कुछ we don't know what is happening, जॉब इंटरव्यूज में क्या पूछता है क्या करता है ना, हार्डली वी एवर बॉदर्ड एग्जाम के पहले डे नाइट बैटिंग करते हैं बस उतना ही नथिंग मोर देन दैट. So just for those 1 week, I decided to stay in hostel and with my friends who are again, I never associated with people who have bad habits from my childhood to date. So those boys are very pious people and very, very, you can say, religious people. With them, I was studying, preparing for how to give interviews, body language kya hota hai, because they do so much. I'm not into all that stuff. Anyhow, they are prepared. Let me go and spend some time so that I'll be prepared for the job interview. So I just spent 1 week with them. But in that 1 week, because they are so ambitious, क्या क्या नहीं बोलता, अरे ये ऐसा है वैसा है, ये कंपनी वो कंपनी वो कंपनी वो कंपनी. And before that, I had literally no desires, no thoughts. But then in that 1 week association with them, मेरा अनुभव ऐसा लगा, अरे मैं कितना खो रहा हूँ लाइफ में आज भी I'm losing so much. मैं I should also apply. After all, bhakti कहीं भी कर सकता है. I can practice bhakti in Bangalore also. I can do here also. I mean, I'm not denying those who go other places and all. See, it's individualistic. But I didn't want to do that. See, for me it is Maya. Because I was very clear, my priorities are set. With that set priorities, how I got affected. You are preaching to so many people, so many youth, and you are telling them so many things. And you yourself got affected. That too, again, I'm mentioning not from someone who is gross materialistic person and all. But because, there, as I said, see, I'm talking about what kind of association you are taking, what is their, what is their shelter, what is their, where is their faith rooted in. So, this is very, very important. Otherwise, you will never go deep. You will always remain like a superficial. Even if you are within Krishna conscious, so-called that plan, that within the framework also, you may remain shallow only. So our convictions and our faith and shelter, they may not be rooted in holy name. They may not be rooted in this thing. And even the goal of life also. Developing taste for the holy name, taste for guna, rupa, leela, nama. They will not come actually. You may always think of increasing your material prospects. Maybe for brahmacharis, okay, they may not think about material prospects, but they may be thinking about post, position, or parapati, whatever, influence, so on and so forth. So what we are associating with. So it's very important that whom we are associating, where we are associating, and also like here is mentioned that don't speak much. That vachobhegam is also very important. Actually, for brahmacharis and for devotees, our number one question is that challenge is that every day we struggle controlling our mind, during chanting. So, but I heard in one lecture actually that mind control ke pehle your tongue should be controlled. So what we speak, whole day, that very much affects your thought process in chanting. So first of all, your words has to be controlled. That is the reason Rupa Goswami in Upadeshamrit. So Upadeshamrit is the essence of the entire scriptures. It has only 11 shlokas. That means you can understand how concentrated it is. And that 11 shlokas are the very first shloka, and the very first word of the first shloka itself is Vachobhegam. That is not controlled. Then, so everything else will follow. So what we are speaking, what we are hearing. Because as I said, this is very important actually. Even in devotee circle also, whom we are associating with, we have to be very, very clear. Because we do need to mix with so many people, but are we getting influenced by that, or are we influencing them? So that is very important. Otherwise, it is like a contagious disease actually. You wear the clothes of somebody else who has some eczema, then that skin disease comes into your body also. Same way, the same material thought process, material consciousness will enter our system also. So Vacho Vegam. Another thing is also mentioned about is Jihva Vegam. That means not eating here, Kashyap Muni speaking, not eating prasadam of offered to Durga. Prabhupada is writing in the purport that because typically they offer food which is not tamogunic and which is not to be like non-vegetarian food and other stuff. But even if it is vegetarian food, because the bhoga is offered with a material consciousness, karma kandi consciousness, with a fruity mindset, such kind of thing is again makes us also fruity. I had in one lecture that Krishna, when he went to Hastinapur, he was not ready to take the food offered by Duryodhan. क्यों? बोले कि because Duryodhan, the food was prepared with the consciousness of what consciousness? The complete fruitive mind. You know? Okay, let me impress Krishna, and so that make Krishna onto our side, and so that no, I mean there's a completely fruitive mindset. There's nothing seva in that. So even Krishna is fearful that his conscience may be contaminated. That is again, it is a thoda, maybe exaggeration, but good, you know. So if Krishna is fearful, अरे मैं कहाँ का खा रहा हूँ मैं ना, वो पूरा fruitive है, मैं भी fruitive बन जाऊँगा ना. Then what to speak about us, you know? So people, when we go to restaurants, you know, the person who is maintaining that restaurant is not thinking Vaishnav Seva, na. I'm not going there, but he is thinking of complete pura paisa kamana hai. Person who is cooking, paisa kamana hai. Person who is serving, the way he serves, we think, I hope my wife can serve like this, you know. तो इतना और कुछ कर सकता हूँ सर, ये वो इतना बोलता है, but actually the pure, you know, what is in it for me, you know. Again, everywhere it is fruitive mind, you know. So naturally the food that we eat is also completely contaminated actually. So Prabhupada is mentioning that nothing other than prasad. So because it contaminates, you know, our consciousness is contaminated. So jihva vegam and udara vegam, udara upastha, sorry, jihva, udara upas, they all fall in line. So jihva is uncontrolled. So then 100% they'll fall down actually. So vacho vegam and jihva vegam. So both has to do with tongue. So tongue is one sense actually is the greatest, for us is like, you know, Shatru, but it's also greatest friend also. How? Ata Shri Krishna Namadi Na Bhaved Grahim Indriyat. You know? At our contaminated senses, we can't understand Krishna, you know. Nama Adi, Nama matlab Guna Rupa Leela Nama, you know. We can't understand, you know. But however, you do tend to appreciate and understand, you know, by doing bhakti, beginning with tongue, you know. Sevan Mukaihi Jihvadav, you know, beginning with tongue. You know? That is by chanting the holy names and by accepting Krishna Prasad. You know? So by doing that, you know, one can, just by doing this regularly, then one can keep himself pure. And by that, the other processes and all, they will start also taking influence. I mean, they will taking effect. So here, essentially, what I wanted to discuss today is that Diti, you know, she had, as I said, she representing a conditioned soul. She got directly surrendered to Krishna, but she was looking for some other solutions. But Kashyapa Muni, being an expert preacher and being an intelligent Daksha, so he could somehow use her desire to connect it to Krishna, you know, devotional service. One pastime I can think of, in which I don't know the details, but yes, there's one demonic person, his name was Neela, right? Rashtrama speaking. So that person, he somehow he happened to see a beautiful woman and he desired to marry her. You know? And that lady is a Vaishnavi. Vaishnavi, and all the parents were very fearful. Arey, ye to maar dalega if you say no. But if you say yes, then also her life will be spoiled. So they were wondering what to do. But because this lady being a Vaishnavi, so she proposed to him, okay, we'll marry, but the condition is that you have to serve a prasad for X number of days to whatever sadhus. Because that person is attached to her, and she is an intelligent, smart lady, she engaged him. So he happened to serve her continuously for days together. अपना पूरा property को ऐसा वैष्णव का सेवा में प्रसाद खिलाने में engage के. And eventually, by that period, tenure is over. What happened? Actually, his lust completely gone away. No? So he was lusty, but then that lady, the way she engaged, so that is Dakshata actually. No? Here Kashyapa Muni, actually the same thing, what is happening with all of us. See, Kashyapa Muni here, he said, Diti, 1 saal ke liye, a vrat. This Pumshavan vrat for 1 year. He didn't say that lifetime ke liye. Similarly, I clearly remember in my life, so when I came to Krishna consciousness, तो मुझे लग रहा है कि थोड़ा माइंड कंट्रोल ज़रूरत है ना, बिकॉज यू नो सो आफ्टर कमिंग टू IIT दैट टू मच फ्रीडम आई कुडंट हैंडल, सो आई फेल्ट दैट आई नीड टू हैव मोर माइंड कंट्रोल, सो आई वाज लुकिंग फॉर डिफरेंट थिंग्स, डिफरेंट ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस. देन समहाउ अंतर द प्रभु यू नो टच केम टू मी एंड देन दैट इज हाउ आई गॉट कनेक्टेड. दे सर 6 सेशन कोर्स 6 days ओनली. तो मैंने 6 दिन में माइंड कंट्रोल हो जाएगा, हाँ हो जाएगा ना. तो 6 day कोर्स आई कंप्लीटेड DYS चैतन्य चरण प्रभु नो. तो सोच बम्बा वो 6 दिन हो गया ना. मैं बोला अभी क्या है ना, माइंड कंट्रोल हो, अभी पूरा हुआ नहीं ना. लेवल 2 वो कितना दिन के लिए ना, वंस इन ए वीक दैट इज फॉर एक्स नंबर ऑफ टाइम, ठीक है कुछ दिन के लिए ना. सो लेवल 3 ना खत्म ही नहीं हो रहा है ये तो, no? So by the time I understand कब खत्म होगा, because a fixed time, if you don't keep it, then we would not, lifetime के लिए करना है, I don't think so I would have come inside, no? They said, okay, this much, this course 1, level 2, level 3, in Gita course, the online course. कभी लोग बोलते प्रभु जी level 3 हो गया, खत्म ही नहीं हो रहा है, no? So if I told them lifetime के लिए, they would not, But by the time they realize it, they're committed for lifetime. Hari bol, no? So they're committed for lifetime actually. So but then in the beginning we should say, okay, ये course इतना दिन के लिए बस whatever, limited time and all. So Kashyapa Muni said for just 1 year like that. Similarly for us also, they say, okay, this many months, this many weeks. That is the expertise, and by the time we realize it, we are committed for lifetime, So Kashyapa Muni, so he smartly engaged her in devotional service. That is his expertise. And Diti, beauty of Diti is that she was ready to follow Kashyapa. That is her good fortune. Similarly, each one of us, by our prarabdha, all the vasanas, we have our own conditionings. But if we are ready to, submit or follow superiors, then we are safe. Because they will guide us, they will tell us, okay, this is good for you, this service is good, this is not good. They will engage us. And sometimes, according for some people, tell them something directly, they may not accept. Then again, the expertise of the preacher to engage him such a way by which he can easily accept it, right? So I gave example of the Ramanavami. So what we are doing now in Vijayawada is that, so we are now in Prasthilaj Lagake, everyone bring Mutyala Talambralu. So I'm going to alliance in all the villages, So because I was thinking, how can I engage them, Because I want to engage at least 1,000 people, at least 1,000 plus physical service. So this way they do that. They will keep chanting. I told them that one day before we come, we made a big pandal. So everyone come, and then we'll make Mutyala Talam with their own hands, So instead of telling Sri Rama, Jai Rama, I'll tell them chant Hare Krishna, one mantra for one that paddy. Because that is a culture already. We are only changing the mantra, and Ram is there. So that way, at least 1,000 people will be introduced to chanting Hare Krishna, So yeah, in South, और कुछ परिक्रमा मार्ग लगा दो, बोल के 100 बार परिक्रमा करो, तो something you do like this, people will accept. Just tell them chant Hare Krishna, sit and they do like this. No. So and then Kashyapa Muni is giving many processes and all, and most importantly we discuss for us what is relevant is Svacho Vegam and Jihva Vegam. That is emphasized by Kashyapa Muni, what we discussed. So controlling tongue by engaging in tongue by chanting Hare Krishna and by taking prasadam is the way. Thank you very much. I know I'm not qualified, so if anything I spoke wrong, Vamshivadan Prabhu, please, other senior devotees or everybody was here only. So all of them are my worshipable people. So 2007, I guess, so I was doing job in Pune. So this temple, I was there from Bhumi Pujan day onwards with Shri Guru Charan Prabhu. But till 2010 I was here for 3 years. So I saw, so we had so many counselor meetings in this place. So there was all cement work was going on. So all those memories, so Shri Shri Vrindavan Chandra expertly, churned the hearts, of all the devotees. Because the more we struggle, the more we will be attached. I heard somewhere that, if a woman, if she conceives the child, within 1 day after the mixing, that she will not have so much attachment. 9 months she will keep in the womb, and continues meditating on the child, because of which she develops so much love for the child, she can even give her life for the child actually. Similarly, Krishna doesn't allow anything to manifest in just 1 day. So this project took for years to come. It took years to happen. But in the process, even for me, if I go to Vrindavan Chandra, I remember my 3 years, because every weekend we used to go for Nagar Sankirtan, go to shop, raise money. So whatever little service we did, because of which some attachment we developed. What to speak of those devotees who have really worked so hard, struggled. Now I'm running a small temple, I understand the struggles. So how much they must be attached to Vrindavan Chandra's lotus feet, I can only imagine. So thank you very much for giving me this opportunity. Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki, Srila Prabhupada ki. So any questions? You can comment. Or any comments? Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Thank you for the class. You were telling about that time when you had to go to for a week to your the pious friends because to gain that knowledge for which you can give good interviews and you can pass. But in this world, so like we have to go to them, right?
Yeah.
To some people. So how do you adjust at that time? Because then your mind will get contaminated. So you can't help it.
Yeah. So we have to be Padma Patra Ivambasa, you know. You may be in the mud, but not contaminated by the mud. So ideally what I should have done is that मुझे क्या सीखना था, I would have limited my discussions only to that. Because when people speak, somehow out of your curious mind, you tend to hear, Hare, D. Shaw, A company, O company, you know, McKinsey, so then because of the idle curiosity, you also hear. By hearing, unnecessary so many desires creep in your mind. Okay, in my case, yeah, you can comment what is so wrong, you know, fine. But this is the people are everything, na. So what was your purpose? My purpose is to learn how to face an interview and also maybe some written, some kind of questions, you know. If I had limited my discussion to that much. See, Vachovegam not only means just you speak, but you hearing also kind of vacho, that both. So that is the thing, na. Say association doesn't mean, not taking association doesn't mean not interacting. You may interact, but you are not getting influenced by that. Rather, so you are not taking their consciousness, but you are giving your consciousness, you know. But in my case, because of my ideal curious mind, I was taking their consciousness actually. I was hearing from all that stuff. Because they are so ambitious, they have nothing more in life. But I have something far more in my life, you know, to do. Far more valuable to do. So then why should human life is so rare. Within that, getting, you know, introducing spiritual life is even more rare. Vaishnava association is even more rare. Getting an opportunity to serve Vaishnavas. It's such a rarity I am having in front of me. And why do I let myself influenced by something which is so petty, you know, comparison to what I already have with my disposal. For them that is not there. For them that is the only thing they can imagine, you know. So that is their let it be. But I could have limited myself and not allowed to be influenced by them. In devotee circle also it can happen, you know. We have to be careful whom we are associating with. We can deal with everyone. Dealings can be with everyone. You can't deny, okay, no, I will not deal with this here and there. But associating with whom you are associating with. Associating means taking their mind also. No? Associating means you take their consciousness, you take their mind. That is the association. That you have to be choosy.
That's kind of difficult, no? Like if you hear 30 lakhs package, 50 lakhs package, and then still you're not getting attached to those things.
Not so difficult. Why? So that time somehow I could overcome that desire. Later on, in 2010, when I resigned from my job, that time my boss was telling, "Arey, kyun chod rahe ho, no? What is the problem? Tell me how much package you want, no? Batao, no?" मैं बोला नहीं छोड़ो, no? अरे बताओ तो सही है ना, कितना चाहिए आपका पैकेज, no? So he was ready to come all the way from abroad, no, to convince me. No? So I told I am joining brahmacharya. Zero, that currency you can't give. So I can say that no, he was telling me, kya chahiye batao, because somehow I became the SME across the globe, you know, subject matter expert. So I know very well he may increase the salary, whatever figure I asked he would have given. I had not even 1% this thing, which means because I was continuously guided by Acharya Prabhu, kab aa rahe ho, you know. Prabhu. And all my friends already joined. और तो पुणे वाले बोल रहे हैं तुम ज्वाइन कर रहे हो कि नहीं यार, 3 साल हो गया. So and my friends are already doing something in Calcutta, and Maharaj personally said, so Maharaj said, anyone who serves there, you know, so I will take the dust of the lotus, whatever. So much was there, you know. So I was like, when will I go? No? So because my association is with those people who are already serving, I may be in Pune, but association may be with those who are serving there. So naturally I was eager to go there, you know. So naturally whatever offers are the same temptations. उस समय क्या था ना, आफ्टर ऑल होगा कि नहीं भरोसा नहीं, somebody is speaking only. It's not that his offer is there in front of me, but now the offer is there in front of me also. I was even offered कुछ Kellogg बिजनेस स्कूल में भी ऑफर था ना, तो we were least interested in that time, because our consciousness is completely, when will we go, when will we serve in Prabhupada's birthplace. So what I'm trying to say is that 50 lakhs 1 year package appears big when your consciousness is not so deeply rooted. Otherwise it doesn't matter actually.
Thank you.
Thank you. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki